No jokes, no witty commentary. The Bruins have now lost to the two worst teams in the Western Conference. Bruins lose 5-4 to the Calgary Flames in overtime. Coming off a shootout loss to the Edmonton Oilers, which, hey, it doesn't look so bad now that the Dallas Stars have also lost to the Edmonton Oilers, but still, that's a game you should win. They come into Calgary, and that is a game they also should have won, but they didn't look ready to play this game. I don't want this video to be disjointed, but there's just so much to talk about. Jonas Gustafsson gets the start. He's pulled very early on in the second period after allowing 3 goals on 11 shots. As far as he goes, I don't necessarily blame him. Again, in prior videos, I brought up the fact that you had some Leafs fans and some Red Wings fans bringing up the fact that Bruins fans had yet to really see the bad side of Jonas Gustafsson. And while he didn't have his best game, I don't think we necessarily saw that. I really don't blame him for this loss and for such a bad start. The team in front of him flat out did not look ready to play, which is surprising because, as I mentioned in my last video, typically whenever Rask has kind of a rough game and the Bruins kind of lose a rough game, Gustafsson gets the next start and they normally play great in front of him, and that didn't happen tonight. And I'll get this out of the way too, I suspect we are going to see some changes in this lineup for the Vancouver game tomorrow night. You had certain players who didn't really even see the ice. Tyler Randall had 2 minutes. Ryan Spooner had 7 minutes. Landon Ferraro, 6 minutes of ice time. You had Claude Julien constantly throughout the game, bumping people up and down lines. It's interesting to see Claude willing to change up the lines like this, and really, he has to. You need guys in this lineup that are going to give the full effort. And at the start of this game, it certainly wasn't a full effort. They started to turn it on towards the end of the game, and they would get back into this game. But we'll start off with the opening goal. 33 seconds into the game, it's Johnny Gaudreau on an assist by David Jones. Zdeno Chara turns the puck over, resulting in this goal. That is not the only time I will be saying this in this recap. Mark Giordano would add another one to make it 2-0 Calgary. And at that point, you kind of see the Bruins, it's like, okay, fuck, here we go. Here we go. They're down 2-0 in the first period. They haven't come back from a 2-0 lead or come back from being 2 goals down yet this season. But just 2 minutes later, about roughly 2 minutes, a minute and a half later, Matt Bolesky, a tip in off its Zdeno Chara shot. 2-1 at the end of the first period for the Flames, and you start to think, okay, maybe the Bruins have a little bit of life. As far as Bolesky goes, obviously, some people are worried, like, oh, it's only his 3rd goal of the season. Matt Bolesky's been busting his ass in every single game. The Bruins got him cheaper for what everyone thought he was going to go for. I'm happy he's here, and I'm happy to see him give the amount of effort he does consistently. A lot of other people on this team need to follow in his footsteps. Second period, we have 3 goals, and they're all within a span of under a minute, because why wouldn't it be? Brad Marchand starts it off a minute and 36 into the second period with a wicked wrist shot, his 11th goal of the year, still leading the Bruins. And then 20 seconds later, it's Johnny Gaudreau again for his 2nd goal of the game. Gustafsson pulled for Rask. Of course, Rask now expected to play, is expected to get the start in Vancouver tomorrow. I imagine he still will. But Rask, simply put, stands on his head for this whole game and does an incredible job of giving this team a chance to win. The Gaudreau goal at 1:56 of the second period. The Chara goal to tie it up at 3 apiece comes at 2:22. Absolutely incredible stretch. But it's a slap shot through traffic that beats Kari Ramo. Everything would quiet down at that point until the end of the third period. Both goalies making big saves, but it's Brad Marchand stripping the puck from Dougie Hamilton, goes down, gets hooked, he gets a penalty shot, and fucking beats Kari Ramo. 4-3 Boston. Marchand's 12th of the year, and it was perfect. It was perfect. The headlines were right there as Dougie Hamilton, cost his team the game. And I will say this about Dougie Hamilton. I don't care. I don't care if he didn't want to be here. That is what it is. Would I still love to have him in Boston? Fucking obviously. But I'm not going to hold it against him for the rest of his career. The fact is, I would rather have people who want to wear the spoked B than people who are just going to phone it in or not give 100% effort because they're not happy and they don't feel comfortable in the locker room. So it is what it is. But the Brad Marchand goal looks like it's going to be the winner. They just have to survive a minute and 6 seconds, and they cannot, because with 1.6 to go, Yuri Hudler finds the puck right in the crease. He's off on the side of the net. The puck slides through right to him, and he buries it. 4 goals apiece, and just a dagger in the heart of every goddamn Bruins fan. It's like you could almost feel like it was gonna happen, but you didn't want to believe it would actually happen. Seidenberg loses his stick on the plane. You could just see it go all to shit. And actually, now that I'm recording this and looked over a couple of things, it was the Hudler goal with 1.2, not 1.6. So yes, of course, I don't know what it is with this team. Every once in a while, just not being able to hold on to a lead, but you can just see this coming. And then in overtime, Rask robs TJ Brody on a breakaway. You start to think, okay, maybe the Bruins do have this. And then Dougie Hamilton gets the puck away from Zdeno Chara. Again, at the point, another Chara turnover, and it results in a Johnny Gaudreau goal, a hat trick for the former BC product, and the Flames win it 5-4. Again, Rask did what he could. Very frustrating to see 2 turnovers from Chara lead directly to goals. And guys, I don't know what else to say here. The Bruins just flat out got trapped into playing Calgary style, and it absolutely burned them. Pun completely intended. This wasn't a confident-looking Boston team, which again is so frustrating because you're coming off a 5-game winning streak, not a 5-game home streak, but a 5-game winning streak. You go on the road, and now again you've lost to both Calgary and Edmonton, the 2 worst teams in the conference. And yes, Edmonton should be a little bit better, and they would be if they had McDavid, and they're rebuilding, of course. Calgary's just underperforming this year. They should be better than this. But these are 2 games that the Bruins should have won. I'm sorry, there's no denying that. So no questions, no like, comment, subscribe, and all that shit. Let's just hopefully push this past us. They play Vancouver on Saturday, and despite how goddamn pessimistic I am, I'm hoping for the best. Let's just sit here and hope that tonight and the game against Edmonton were wake-up calls, and this team puts together a full 60, playing their style, not catering directly to the other team. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.